Hey there, what's up? It's the Sports Judge here. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching on Sunday morning. I'm here. I'm recovering from last night. I'm honestly hurt emotionally after that game in Ann Arbor on Saturday. I'm just disappointed in how it all ended. And, you know, I'm disappointed in what I saw yesterday. One bad week on the charts doesn't reflect the whole season. Not sure who needs to hear this, but there's a dejected Trojans fan sitting at home somewhere moping after that loss. Hard loss to a good Michigan team, but still got to think positive here. You got to think positive, and I know it's a frustrating result considering how resilient USC was, particularly in the second half, only to fall short 27-24 after the defense couldn't stop the run. Michigan leaned on the run game and physicality to beat USC on a final drive that ended with a power running game touchdown. And, I was saying to myself on that series, please just get a stop. Please just get a stop. Keep them out of the end zone. 4th and goal, USC needing that one stop, just one stop. And the guy who had been running all over them all day, Mullings, surges 2 yards for a touchdown run on 4th down with 37 seconds left. Ball game. Game was over. That was the game-clinching play. Michigan wasn't quite as good in the second half, but they made enough plays when they needed to, in large part because Mullings was outstanding on the ground. Mullings did his thing, He did his thing out there, and like Michigan always do, they took care of business. They were, dominant. They dominated masterfully on the ground. One of the things that I took away just from watching is how powerful he is, his wicked contact balance, just a dangerous runner. Like, putting Michigan in position late to win the game. You saw that. The play late from Mullings decided the game. It was that play on the final drive, the one where he literally dragged number 19 for almost 10 yards. That play to me was the play of the game. They played Michigan football, pounded the rock, and it was satisfying to watch if you're a Michigan fan. That's their identity. Game on the line. Michigan had to drive nearly the length of the field for the victory. I think Michigan had 10 yards of total offense in the second half until Mullings broke that run. And, running the football was as you saw, was working all day. We knew Michigan could run the ball. We knew that about this team. Their entire philosophy revolves around it. And again, like last season, USC defense couldn't stop the run if their lives depended on it. And Michigan knew that, so they ran the ball down their throats because Michigan knew they couldn't stop them. Different team, new coach, same goals. They're doing what they do. If something is working for you, stick to it. This one hurts so badly for USC. It spoiled their Big Ten debut. But not only that, now people can say USC, and let's say if the Trojans win from here on out, folks can say, well, they lost to Michigan, arguably the only tough opponent on their schedule. If you look at their schedule, things are supposed to be different under new USC defensive coordinator. The unit looked strong, particularly in the second half. But losing to a team that had just 32 passing yards. I mean, that's tough. 4 big plays made the difference, but I thought for the most part, the defense played great and shut down their passing and most of the rushing. And if you know USC football, you know its defense has improved. Everything has gotten better on that side of the ball. I'm certain USC will remain in the national conversation with one loss. I'm pretty sure of it. They're in the Big Ten. They still have a favorable schedule. And with the college football playoff expansion, with the college football playoff expansion, you have more of an opportunity. And with a strong offense and a new solid defense, USC is as well equipped to contend for a 12-team playoff. I think the unfortunate thing is USC defense played well in the second half. They were superb, minus one broken tackle. One thing of note was the lack of physicality by the offensive line. I mean, watching the game, they struggled to block and hold the defense. And you can't win games against top-notch defenses when your offensive line is getting eaten alive. Like, it's not going to happen. You got to take care of Miller Moss. He's not going to make it under this type of duress. I think their goal is to forge an offensive identity, and it starts up front with better protection. Gotta beef up protection. It has to improve, or it'll be a long season and a wasted offense. It was rough going for it was really rough. It was a rough going for Miller Moss as Michigan beat his ass all game, and he was still diming. Unfortunately for him, Moss was sacked twice, both by a face mask. You can't beat Michigan's run game and the refs. You just can't do it. The refs missed clear face masks, and I mean, it doesn't get called. I don't know how you miss an obvious grab and pull back of the face mask. I don't. And I don't care how tough the defense was. If your defense gives up 3 big plays, you can lose the game, as you saw yesterday. I mean, take any of the 3 away from Michigan, and USC wins the game. It was the worst first half, but they showed some late signs of life, but not enough to hold on in the end. The formula, them trying to imitate the style of Michigan, obviously didn't work. I think that's what you saw with the Trojans. I think they got away from what they do better than Michigan, and that's obviously the passing game, right? The Trojans offense didn't attack downfield until they had 50 seconds left on the clock, and the defense gave up chunk runs a lot, to be concerned about. There's a lot to be concerned about. And in a game headlined by offense, I didn't see where they did much offensively in the first half. It was an uphill battle for a USC team that got their first real test, and I just thought they looked weird all game. They didn't look like their usual selves. Like, it wasn't their game at all. Bad game plan to start, got pushed around, bullied, punched in the mouths. They didn't look like themselves. Then got locked in, then tried to give it away and gave up a lot of yards on defense. 4 critical plays swung that momentum, and each one of them fell Michigan's direction. The one thing you couldn't let Michigan do was break off huge plays, and out physical you. Zero offense in the first half. They couldn't stay on the field. You know, your offense had negative yards, and the ball never got there. The ball never got there. Next play, you give up a long touchdown run. 0 yards of offense in the first half, in the first quarter, after having the ball 3 times. I couldn't even tell you how many times USC punting unit came onto the field. I lost count. Just terrible coaching. In that first half, they just couldn't get the offense going. But they did a better job in the second half, scoring points, cutting into the deficit, making it a game. But it still wasn't enough. What I can say is that their resilience is a testament to their strength and fortitude as they came and took the lead late in the game. It was short-lived. The defense showed me yesterday that they can compete physically on the road with the top teams of the Big Ten. A second half comeback by the offense. A 12-play, 75-yard touchdown drive showed a level of resilience and physicality. We absolutely got to see Miller Moss demonstrate his calmness and ability to perform under pressure, even though they failed to capitalize on opportunities late. So there were some, positive takeaways, and they nearly came away with a victory. This was a game in which USC had the ball and a 4-point lead in the last 5 minutes against an opponent that hadn't scored in any of its last 6 drives. And it came down to the last drive of the game, getting that one stop. And unfortunately, they couldn't keep Michigan out of the end zone late, and they lost the game. Better luck next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the channel. Really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the NFL games today. I'm about to get back to watching these games. I will be back with more content, as you guys know, because I'm always coming with the content. But see you guys next time. Take care.